Last year I started a small immersed plant farm under my aquarium as an experiment. My experiment went from one tray to this. And in this video I'm going to share with you why I scaled up, what really worked, what didn't, and stay till the end where I share with you my full costs on what it took to build this full rack. So let's get right into it. My first immersed plant farm turned out quite well. I had just one tray and one LED light under my aquarium stand, and I planted a variety of plants initially. And specifically they were Althanantera renekii mini, Ludwigia palustris super red, Anubias nana petite, Buscedagum, Monte Carlo, and Glossostigma. And what happened after the first 30 days was very interesting. I noticed that the AR and the Ludwigia grew very quickly. And because it grew so fast, it also created a lot of humidity. So this actually made for a perfect growing environment for the rest of the plants. The LED light and a sealed environment was enough to create a greenhouse effect and kept the temperatures warm even throughout winter. However, there were some plants that didn't do so well. The Anubias barely grew and the Bucephalendra melted and died. The Monte Carlo and the Glossostigma didn't do much either, so I had to take them out. So now that I knew what was possible, I got really inspired and I decided to upscale the whole thing. So I went on Amazon and got myself a metal rack. I also got more planting trays of 2 different sizes. And I bought these inexpensive LED grow lights. The benefits of a grow rack versus a second aquarium is that it is about 3 times cheaper and I only have to maintain it about once a month. So after planning and some research, this is how I chose to organize my rack. On the very bottom I have 2 plastic tubs. And in the tubs, one of them is for floaters and the other are for epiphytes and mosses, as I find that they do so much better submersed than immersed. And on each shelf I have these trays of 2 different heights. If you are interested, I'll list all the items in my description below. So what I like about this rack is how all the trays line up and fit nicely together. I can get 5 trays per shelf, and in each tray there's about 40 spots to grow plants. So that means I can grow 200 stems per shelf. As far as lighting is concerned, I went with the grow lights from the brand Barina. I got these instead of aquarium LED lights because they were just much cheaper and covered a lot more area. So in each box there are 8 strips of lights and I can have 4 strips per shelf for maximum coverage. And furthermore, I can also connect all these lights in series, meaning end to end, up to 16 lights, which means I only need one switch to turn them on and off. However, if you like to control them individually, there's also a switch on the side of each light. And now that the shelf is up, these are the new plants that I want to test with. Bacopa caroliniana, Hygrophila polysperma, Rotella rotundifolia, and Hydrocotyle tripetita. Planting is pretty straightforward. I added a couple of tablespoons of aqua soil in each cup and then planted a small cutting. I also did 1 pump of fertilizer when I added water to the tray. For this easy setup, I do a water change once a month, just to freshen the tray up so it doesn't get stale or moldy. So what I did for all the trays is that I added AR mixed in with all the plants. Why? Because like I said earlier, AR grows really fast and keeps the humidity very high in the tray, almost at 100%. And this really gives the new cuttings a good head start. And as you can see here, the Bacopa is doing really well and I've already harvested it several times for my monthly sale. The Hygrophila polysperma and the Ludwigia are also easy growers. But personally, I would say that they grow much faster and larger when submersed in an aquarium. However, with this method, it is far less maintenance and you can grow a lot more quicker. However, not all of them did well. The Rotella rotundifolia grew very differently immersed versus submersed. You can see here that the leaves are much smaller, it grows a lot slower, and personally I would not sell this to anyone as it is just too small. I've since planted a small batch back in my aquarium to see how it would turn out. And if you have an immersed setup and have any suggestions on what has worked really well for you, please let me know, I'd be really interested. So now we get to what you've been really waiting for, is how much did all this cost me? Was it worth it? Was it easier to just have started a second aquarium or to go this route? Let me share with you my numbers. Well, here's the breakdown. I got one shelving unit for $110. I got 2 packs of lights for $180. 2 seedling trays of 2 packs for $66. 1 tall seedling tray pack for $55. Aqua soil for $50. 2 plastic tubs for $36. 1 air pump for $25. 2 Nightcrew LED lights for $80, and this was so that the lights could penetrate the water in the plastic tubs. 2 water heaters for $60, and 4 sponge filters for $26. The total was 688 Canadian dollars, which is around 500 USD. Now that I've got this simple but effective system set up, I'm going to keep trying to test it with different types of plants. And if you'd like to start your own easy plant farm at home, you can watch this video here on how I started with only just 1 tray. Thanks so much for watching.